this is Jim Starkweather, the publisher of Kitmaker Network and Armorama.com, and welcome to another Cracking the Box. Yes, I know it's been a long time since I did one of these, but I'm back to doing them. I appreciate the break. Just a lot of things going on here. So, without further ado, this is the new Rye Field model Panther OSG, the version with clear turret and upper hull parts, as well as a full interior. And I realize sometimes when manufacturers say full interior, they don't mean full interior. I mean, some people get really particular about these things, like no engine. No engine means it's not a full interior, which I guess you could argue that is the interior of the tank. But yeah, I'm not sure if this one does come with an engine or not. I guess we will find out. It does say on the box here, movable design for track links, suspension system, artillery, and other components. Provide a set of 800mm steel road wheels, which can be used after April 1945, accurately reproduced and highly restored the interior and exterior structure, as well as the details of the Panther OSG tank. Alright, so it is a very, very wide box. I don't know if you can see here, but you know, it's like almost three quarters or more of my hand span here. And they have some interior parts here showing some of even the transaxle, front transaxle bits, so it looks like it is going to include a lot of the interior components. And there's these versions essentially showing what you could do with the clear plastic. You could leave open these sections essentially and show them off. But that's going to be completely up to the modeler whether they do that or not. On the other side, it looks like we've got some of the marking options, which include a unit unknown, January 1945, Germany, Panther OSG, October 1944, with the Ostpreußen Goldap, 2nd Panzer Regiment, 31, 5th Panzer Division, number 213, and Panther OSG, March 1945, Oberschleichen, 1st Panzer Regiment, 16th Panzer Division, number 113. So, alrighty, well, let me go ahead and get this in a position I can actually take the box off, and I'm almost just going to get all the way up there to the camera. So inside the box, looks like we have the, again, another treatment there with that unknown unit, as well as the 213 numbered one. And in this box is the clear plastic. Alright, so you can see these are some of the clear parts, and they include the upper hull, the turret, the rear engine or rear hull bit, the rear turret, and the front armored section around the driver's hatch and the gunner's hatch. So the back part is another plastic piece, I guess, that goes in here, which is not available in clear, I guess. And then there are some Commander's cupola glass bits, I believe, here, as well as some other small pieces I can't identify right off the top of my head. Now, I'm not sure with the clear plastic how well I mean, I see some weld details reproduced here on the top of the turret, but I'm not sure how much of the normal kind of textury, obviously there's no texturing on this, so it's not potentially going to be exactly like, say, a plastic piece would be. Again, you know, you can make your own decisions. I would have, preferably, if I was Rye Field, I would have preferred to seen this kit done in 2 versions. Maybe they have done that. I'm just not aware of it. But have a available plastic piece like this, and maybe also have a version, or even include the normal plastic parts, which have been essentially to build it without the transparencies. I mean, the transparent stuff is always a nice option, I guess, to build a tank that way, but I don't know if it's an option that most modelers choose to take. Alright, so included in here are some of the, guessing some of the rubber rings for, I don't know if I have enough of them though. I was going to say, are those the rubber road wheel tires versus the steel wheels? I don't know. I will have to look at that also. And a spring with some copper and other aluminum or some other wire. And then I'm not sure if that cardboard isn't hiding something. I can't quite tell. I'll have to open that up and take a look. Alright, then we have the tracks. Let's go ahead and get everything out of the box, I guess. These are the individual track links, which look like... just take a look at one of them. Yeah, just a snap-to type system, one into the other. They're all assembled are all no pieces you have to add on, which is nice. So you know these center center guide pieces, guide horns, or whatever they're called, are already on the unit, which is nice. No finicky kinds of track parts. All right, let me just go ahead and take the rest of the plastic out here, and then we'll take a look at each one. So we have the gun mantlets and turret rings and things like that on this one, with some of the various detail bits. More transmission-y part details, as well as some, again, just smaller bits. The hull, which is obviously in a non-single piece unit, in multi-pieces. And they do include the back hull section if you want to use that in regular plastic. So that's one piece that is available. And then we have another section with, again, some various detail parts, like the tow cable, main loops, and some of the external transaxle details. And again, more interior parts, it looks like, engine, some of the engine parts here. Some of the front or at least the rear deck things, as well as the storage bins, the hatches on this one, and some of the upper turret, I guess. Where's that piece going? I'm not sure. And again, lots of detail parts. All right, so we have quite a bit of ammo, obviously, for the ammo stowage here. Two different screws here, both the same, with tons of ammo. Some of the small link pieces, I guess these are for the tracks. So they don't seem like they would need those pin links, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure what those are. We'll take a look at the manual and see what those are. And then again, more options here for that's probably inside the vehicle. So this is some of the internal walls and so forth. The steel road wheels with the suspension parts and idlers and drive sprockets. And then we have the decals, which are photo etch. Looks like there are three at least, or two different photo etch sheets here. Again, lots of grills and smaller detail stowage bits and so forth. I'm not sure, those are interior parts, I guess. Alright, so we've got, again, this is the 113 color print, and we have a parts overlay here with pretty much everything available to be used, I believe. And first step is the gun barrel going together, which is an interesting step. They've even got a spring on here, so I guess it's going to have a recoil aspect to it. Some of the machine guns going together. The gun going into the mantlets, and again showing how the spring potentially goes in there, or you can not have it go in, maybe. And then other parts going on. Yeah, I guess that's all the same part. So quite a bit of steps there just for the gun to be assembled and installed into the gun cradle. And then we show the clear plastic turret with the parts that are going to go on top of it. The MG33 with its various bits, and the commander's cupola. I'm never going to get that right. I've been ruined as a child with the wrong pronunciation. Now I can't get it out of my brain. And again, the interior parts of the turret going together. Kind of going to skip through. Oh, that's the standing plate, I guess, or some part of the interior there, that round piece that I was looking at. And then we have so lots of detail here, lots of good-looking detail, and nice line arts showing all the different, really giving you a good idea of what it looks like all together, which is nice. Sometimes they don't obviously give you these things, showing this this hose connection here going all the way down through, and then installing the front armor piece onto the turret, and again the machine guns and front bits going on there. So yeah, I guess they do give you they do give you the maybe the option to put on a plastic front to the, well, actually I think it requires this plastic front piece, but you have either the clear Oh, that's right. Okay, so when I was looking at that, I was thinking it was the back. It's actually the front. So that's the front laces going on with the option, and they may also provide you with an option for a normal plastic bit too. All right, so continuing on. Again, lots of detail parts going on the surface of the hull, the air cyclers, vents, the side lower hull with its various suspension bits going on. All the those suspension arm thingies, which I can't remember what they're called right off the top of my head, but yeah, they're necessary to tank torsion bars. Torsion bars, yes. Things I forget that I once knew. So yeah, it looks like it had a lot of detail there. And again, kind of pushing on here, some of the ammo going into various points of the build. Interesting that the floor plate, there's no floor plate? Maybe it goes on last. And some of, again, the engine going together and the engine going into place. Again, they're showing you lots of nice colored detail here with where things are. Oh, there is kind of some floor plating going there, I guess. And then we've got... oh, I see. So that goes down and actually spins around down at the bottom of the tank. Okay, that's interesting, the way that works. Certainly get a better idea of how the interior of the Panther kind of all worked with a kit like this. Again, more of the engine parts going on together. It seems odd. It's like you have the engine going together here, right? I guess we just didn't put the whole thing together. But then they show, or is that the transaxle? Is that the front transaxle? Oh, I guess it is, right? Okay, so that's the front. Wow, that thing's huge. So front transaxle and then rear engine, and then the rear engine all going together with all its various parts, and more detailed parts of the rear exhausts, obviously, going on to the rear of the hull. And is there showing... that was weird. I thought it was showing a plastic clear piece there. I thought the green were the plastic clear pieces, but that's not in there. I'm not seeing that. Maybe I'm just... oh, maybe the green is an alternate. Oh, okay, this is for the production, the 1944 production. That's what they're trying to show. All right, and then the road build going on, and the tracks and everything else going on, and pretty much at that point we should be about done. Yes, and then the turret going on there. And then it looks like we have a Rye Field model MiG color guide here at the end, showing the various colors available through MiG, ammo of MiG, ammo by MiG, and another option here for the full early late versions. So that looks good. And then there's some of the color. They show some color prints here with some nice color options and so forth. I'm actually showing obviously the tracks undone, but the interior parts painted out. So very, very busy interior, as well as showing the full drivetrain, which is nice. All right, let's take a closer look at some of these parts. I still didn't quite get... let me look at the track connection, or the track setup, because I wasn't getting where those little pins would be going. Must be right here at the end. Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, interesting that they do that. So they give you the 5 pins on a sprue runner, and then I guess that's what's holding them together. So there is a very small hole here, and you're going to put the pins in and actually connect them together that way. So obviously very functional, very realistic. Should be very realistic, accurate movement for the tracks as a whole being done this way. So, and they are showing some kind of X47 piece. I think that's just for where they join, right? I believe that's the join between... no, actually there wouldn't be any join. X47. Well, that's... no, that's not paint. Well, I'm a loss now. I don't know where those parts would be, because there'd have to be a lot of them, right? I would think. There'd have to be a ton of them to go down the entire track length. No, not seeing those. I'm not sure what that is. And they're kind of showing a little blue piece here, too. Well, and somebody in the comments section can maybe solve that mystery for me. I'm not sure what that X47 piece is supposed to be. I will zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. That would be it right there. They're showing. And they're only showing the two of them. I don't get it. All right. Well, so let's continue on and look at some of the plastic bits up close. And of course, there will be some photos a little further on in this if you want to check out some of these pieces in closer detail and probably better quality images and so forth. All right. Well, here's the track links. You can see very well molded with those little holes for the pins. Can't see that. I'll try to get it up as close as it'll go without close. Yeah, there we go. All right. So what else we have? We have that lower turret section that you can step on there with some nice anti-skid detail, and lots of various detail parts here for the interior. Looking pretty good. The photos will probably come out a lot better than the video resolution here is going to, but anyways, just kind of going to point out anything I see as I'm going along here. Here is again the upper two different versions of the rear deck hatch that they give you, and the rear storage also comes in two different varieties here. The air cooling vents also looks like there are four of them, so that's kind of normal. I was actually not noticing where I must have missed the part where the turret, or not the turret, the main gun is. I'll try to point that out as we find it, but again, here's one of these two different sprues with or two similar identical sprues with the ammo and so forth. And these are like interior ammo containers, not sure, like for small arms. And there's the sprue with the 5 pins that you're going to insert, as well as the guide for doing X5, I guess, or 6 of those tracks. So there's some of the idler wheels there, and look at all that. Looks very good detail-wise. I'm not seeing any production issues to point out. Here is the rear, two different versions of the rear hull. Again, very small, fine details on here. The internal air cooling system with the fans vented very nicely and shown in full detail there. The ammo holders, which again look nice with their little curvatures. And that brings us to the road wheels, which again look well molded. Not seeing any, some sign of flash, no production-y kind of pin marks or anything like that. Those torsion bars I couldn't remember, and it's a nice little gear effect there. What else do we have? More of the engine, I believe. You can see some of the engine detail here. And some of the internal mantlet parts, radio or other equipment. Again, some of the ammo stowage racks and their details. And here we have lots more internal parts and some external, I believe. Some of the U-rings for the outside towing, the tow rope ends, and more detail parts, other parts here, the transaxle detail, I believe. There's the seats. Still not seeing the... Oh, here it is. Okay. I have found it. Alright, so here's the main gun. In one piece. A little bit of mold separation there you're going to have to clean up, but I'm not sure I can get it in the shot, but I'll try to get a photo of it from the side. But yeah, fairly one-piece hull there, one-piece gun, Not a one-piece hull. The commander's cupola with where the various ports will go in, the different mantlet options. You can see quite a bit of fine edge detail here. Is there a ribbing? Yeah, there's a ribbing around the interior. I don't know if you can see that, but again, I'll try to get a photo. That looks all good. And here's the actual internal lower hull, side plates, squeaky squeaky. Very nice detail in this. Seems very... This is the interior details, I guess, right? So this is the exterior. But again, I don't see any ejector marks, pushpin marks, nothing like that. Here's that front with the weld marks for the join marks of the hulls. Looking very nice, and the rear plate as well. The lower plate here with some weld marks looking very, very nice. Good. Some of the guides here for various parts going in, as well as other smaller guides. And that just leaves us with the plastic, which you've got kind of a look at, and we'll give it a closer up camera view. And again, you can see it's perfectly flat, clear. Not much in terms of weld marks. They do try to do those on the side here, and again, not along the top line. You can kind of see it. The upper hull, same deal. And that front option. But you can kind of compare, actually. Let's do that between these two. And you're going to get similar effects, but not exact effects. You can kind of see that. I'll try to maybe take a comparison shot between those two. But you know, for the benefit of being able to see through it, if that's the way you want to build it, then sure, that's what you have to, that's what you have to end up with. Now, this is a bit funny. I went on and on about this with the decals. Well, yeah, there's a piece of wax paper. That was the only thing that was making it look that way. I don't know why I didn't think there would be wax paper in there. Maybe because some of them haven't been doing the wax paper lately, so I thought maybe it was just you were seeing through to the decals. But yeah, decals pretty much normal. Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the things I was talking about there. But a lot of good fine label detail work there for interior parts, I assume. And I'm not sure what these all are. Maybe they go with the ammo. I'm not sure. Apologies. I'm not sure why I'm yawning. Got enough sleep last night. And then we have the photo etch, which this is the one of the two again with various parts. Again, I think those are racks, I'm going to say. And then we have a lot of grill work on this one, as well as other kind of stowage-y clamps and brackets and things. So both look very nice. And then that only leaves they are rubberized parts, just to be clear, so I'm pretty sure that's what those are. Maybe only 4 of the road wheels have the rubber. Clearly they don't get any more than this, so I hope that's the case. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and take a look at those photos, and then we'll come back and conclude. Well, I hope you enjoyed those photos of the Panther OS-G with full interior and clear upper and a clear turret and upper hull parts. This is a limited edition kit from Rye Field Models, so I would grab it if you want it, because I don't know if a kit like this will kind of stay around in quantity. It's certainly not a lot of Panther releases until just recently, obviously with Meng and I think now TACOM announcing one. So I think Rye Field's kit is certainly looking like it is going to be a detailed and in-depth build for the more kind of challenging modelers, or modelers who want to be challenged out there. Doesn't look incredibly difficult to put together. Certainly the tracks are a nice surprise to see that they are not, I mean, they're complex, but not overly complex to the degree of having to put multiple parts on top of each track segment and that type of thing. I think they'll certainly be doable and end up with a nice overall kind of working feel. Not sure about the clear parts. Again, I kind of wish they'd maybe offered more options to do, like maybe the turret at least. I can see, since they did the front glacis, that maybe offering a full plastic turret might have been an option for modelers who don't want to avail themselves of the clear option. But other than that, that's really the only critique I see, just from looking at it. Certainly people who know the accuracy of the kit versus the real life Panther would have more to input on this, but I am not an expert on the Panther, nor am I going to try to pretend to be an expert on the Panther, so I'm not going to get into that, but as I usually don't on my unboxings. So this is not a review of the tank, or of the model. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have more comments, questions, suggestions, please leave them below in our comment section. We'd like to thank Rye Field Model for sending us this kit, and it will be available for someone to do a full build review or build project with, so take a look if you're interested. If that's still available, you can take a look in our sample section and see if it is. And we have other samples available as well for those willing to do the work. All right, well, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time on Cracking the Box.